Eckhart Retreat Series Part 2. The more you are good at thinking, the more stories mind create for you. You get lost in the mind-made stories so much that you lose touch with reality. How connected we are to the stories which minds tell us. And the mind has a unique way of connecting things and preparing stories for us. The mind just finds out all the wrong clues which it can give to a person so that in the story, the person about whom the story is being told looks like the culprit. It is such a hard reality of life that the mind is always engaged in finding out ways how we have got hurt from others, how somebody else has offended us, and this all the mind does in such a way that ego gets an upper hand to justify the story. For example, Eckhart Tolle gives about a cold soup. Person A went to a restaurant and he was served with a cold soup. Person A went and shouted on the waiter and the restaurant manager, telling that they have offended him by giving the cold soup. In between the serving of the cold soup and the reaction of this person by going back to the waiter shouting about the cold soup, what would have happened? The mind would have definitely framed the story of how dare they serve you the cold soup. You are so hardworking. The whole day you have been working hard and now you have been served with this cold soup? Go and shout on the waiter, how dare he? And then you, the person who has been served with a cold soup, will go and start shouting by getting offended. But in reality, do you think that the waiter or the restaurant manager, anybody has planned to give a cold soup to you to make you offended? That is never the case. And then you also go to other customers in the same hall and say that this restaurant is so bad, they are serving cold soup. So again here, the mind is trying to strengthen its sense of self by finding out more people who can relate to the cold soup. Remember one instance in the past where you felt a certain thing and you went and told the same experience to one or two more people and they came by you and all of your strength of self got increased so much that the cold soup, which was just a cold soup, was actually turned into something that has caused offense to you. These are the stories the ego tries to create in your mind. And our whole stream of thinking is conditioned by the past. Our past is the story that mind keeps justifying. Mind keeps defending. You are right, she is wrong. Mind keeps diving in the ocean of memories, and all the time, the only incessant need of the mind is to prove that you are right and the other person is wrong. Is to find out ways that how you will convey to the other person that the other person has done wrong towards you. Isn't it true? When we look back, how many times do we actually see the good in other people who have been in our life? We always find the people's activities which are not so good and justify them for them not being there. I believe that mind's only role is labeling. Mind keeps labeling. It says, look how the manager is treating you. Look how this friend is treating you. Look how your parents are treating you. Look how your friends are treating you. You, about you, what the mind tells to you? You are very virtuous person. You are this great person. You have never caused any harm to anyone. You are so good that wherever you are, only good will come. So the story is always about the good in you and the not so good in others. And that's where the mind creates the resistance in you towards others. And the moment you resist others, others will also create the same quantity of resistance. And this resistance, even though not verbally discussed or verbally expressed, is actually passed on to the other person. So when you are thinking of being hurt by somebody, or when you are giving some thoughts to another person, no matter what kind of thoughts they are, it is very definitive that those thoughts reach the other people. They actually get to know what you feel about them. You express your things in your mind, and in this universe, the mind has the ability to convey your feelings to the other person, not in terms of words, but in terms of feelings. This is where Eckhart Tolle is trying to tell that why do we believe this voice in head so much so that we do not trust the good in others. There is so much of good in others because both are the part of the same consciousness. If I am good, you have to be good. There could be attributes in me not so good, and there will be attributes in you not so good. But what about the good part, the beautiful part, the wonderful part, the part that is still in you? The part that is still in you. In that stillness, people meet. In that stillness, poems are wrote. In that stillness, people fall in love. In that stillness, people don't judge each other. In that stillness, people forgive each other. In that stillness, people stay together forever as good memories in their heart. So if you are having your mind create not so good memories, try to think of the beautiful moments that you have been spending. Try to think of all the good that has been happening and replace all your anger, all your frustrations into blessings, into forgiveness, into love. And the moment you start operating from love and not from your ego, not from the spirit of being against anyone, you will see the good in others. You will know that even they love you with equal amount how much you love them. Let love be the defining part. Let love be the distinguishing part. And let togetherness be the one that defines you. Thank you so much. Let's keep reading the retreat series in Audible. Please find the Audible subscription for yourself. I have lost my Audible password. I am trying to get it as soon as possible.